Hey guys, Focus Friday for you today. I want to talk with you about stewardship. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about using an opportunity that's been given to you to the full potential, capitalizing on that opportunity, crushing it, being awesome with it. It's a biblical principle that if someone asks you to do something and you do it extremely well, you'll probably be asked to do it again. And if you crush it again, they'll probably ask you to do something of even greater significance because you're trustworthy. You're showing yourself trustworthy of handling more. That's called stewardship. Good stewardship leads to more opportunity. In the Bible, the character of Joseph, he kept getting promoted. Why? Because he kept bringing his best to every opportunity. He brought himself fully to whatever lay before him. He worked hard. He didn't let even the seemingly most insignificant opportunities pass him by. Think about it. In prison where no one sees you, he was known by the guards as being excellent and hardworking. And that's why Joseph was promoted to be the second in command only under Pharaoh, the king of the known world at the time, okay? Jesus also teaches us about stewardship that if you crush it with 5 coins, then he'll know he can trust you with 5 cities and he'll give you those 5 cities in the end of the age. If you crush it with 3 coins, he'll know he can trust you with 3 cities. But if you stink at it and you take what he's given you and you bury it in the dirt and you don't do anything with it. So think about it. Not only if you just make it worse, but even if you don't increase it a little bit, he'll know that he can't trust you. He'll take it from you. The last guy gets the 1 coin taken away. The opportunity is taken away. He will not give you greater opportunities. People often ask me, how can I play more in the worship ministry? And my answer is, do well with every opportunity that's entrusted to you. So let's just think about some examples together. If I text you and I ask you to lead a song and you don't respond back to my text for 5 days, 5 days later, okay, sure, yeah. Okay, and then you show up late to rehearsal and you don't know the lyrics and then you mess up leading the song during service because it's obvious that you haven't practiced it at all. That's not stewarding that opportunity very well. Am I going to ask you to lead another song later that month? Probably not. I'm going to be nervous to ask you to do it. I might take another risk on you, but I'd rather avoid the train wreck from happening again that happened last time. But on the other hand, if you come fully prepared and prayed up and you lead with spiritual power and authority and you really lead the room in worship and you crush that song, guess what? I'm going to want you to lead worship again. I'm going to want to ask you to lead next week. And if you crush it the next week, then I will probably ask you, hey, do you want to lead 2 songs next week? You're being a good steward with the opportunity that's before you. And because you're trustworthy, I will trust you with more. But look, if you're laissez-faire about the whole thing and you don't bring your best to your opportunities, then you won't be someone that will be talked about behind the scenes as like, wow, we should have that person do more because every single time they crush it. So I want to the worship leaders out there, if we ask you to lead worship for a baptism and you show up and it's evident that you've worked hard on your set, you've been prayed up, you've been communing with God that week, and you lead an incredible, moving, powerful, prayerful, worshipful set, guess who's going to come to our mind at the next baptism, for the next baptism? You will. And if you crush it the next time, maybe we'll be like, hey, that person's getting so good, we should have them lead in the men's ministry. And if you crush it for several months in men's ministry and we have a worship leader get sick and drop out of a Sunday PM service in the main sanctuary, guess who we're going to think of calling? You. Musicians, if we ask you to learn a lead line on a guitar or a piano, and you show up and you nail that part perfectly, not just getting the notes right, but getting the tone and the delivery right, we're going to have confidence in you and we're going to ask you to do it again for the next song. But if you just show up and it's obvious you're winging it or you don't know it, then we're not going to ask you to learn the hard parts next time because you weren't trustworthy the first time. That is stewardship. You are stewarding your opportunities with excellence, and because you're doing so, we can trust you with at least the same amount next time or possibly even more. So I want to encourage you guys, all of you, to be faithful with every opportunity the Lord puts before you, even the smallest ones. Bring your best, bring your full self to it, and be a good steward and watch God reward you with more opportunity. Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.